sharing screens. Can you
Nice.
see a browser?
Yeah.
Just don't know how to hide this
There's
overlay
another
thing.
thing. There's a more off topic, but there's a thing called tincan.kids, which is a way to convert old telephones, at least in the US, to a VoIP, like a limited VoIP network for kids to connect to other
Oh, nice. Tincan.fit.
kids.
This
That
one.
first link there. Yeah.
Thanks. I'll keep that for later. Yeah, I've been out of this for a while, so let's go here.
You missed the Go rewrite of Bosch.
Oh, is it done yet?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much
Yeah,
finished.
makes sense.
It's made in
Some
Rust now.
AI agents at it, right? Have we used this already? Here, you can use agent tasks to get to work on PRs and stuff.
Mhm.
Or no, actually work on issues to create PRs.
Ah, that's kind of cool.
Okay, there's people that have looked at it. Not enough. Do we want more? This is a change we want.
Seems reasonable to me. I didn't fully understand the confusion around the thing, but it's not a command I use very often. So Rajan seems to be doing a fair bit of low-hanging fruit work. So
Yeah, we'll wait for that.
this I don't have any context on.
Just know that.
This I think it's from we faced some issues recently where a few jobs were off. I mean, jobs started before. I mean, there was some synchronization issue with the scheduled jobs. So I guess it's because and Sebastian Douche is a colleague from Microsoft. Maybe he looked into it because we have different NTP stuff going on for Asia, I guess. So he looked at that from Asia point of view. I don't exactly remember what this was. But yeah, there was some offset.
It's usually a
Tony.
different device, right? Seems like.
Yes, yes. But I guess PTP Hyper-V was redirecting to PTP 0 at the end, but that is there was a symlink.
If this solves anything for you, I know that because Azure has like weird things with the with their clock, the internal clock. So if they say this is now what it needs to be, then change it to that because
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it says here. I mean, we already had this link in there that was not changed, so apparently this changed.
yeah,
But this is
1910. Yeah, I remember I added this in Bionic, so that's weird that it's now Hyper-V Pol. I don't know.
here's the symlink stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
seems like a okay change.
Yeah.
You already have 2 approvals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not merged, so we cannot go merge the other one. Let's keep doing things in order. So okay, that's actually the next one.
Yeah, this one has hugely changed from what it started with. So we completely removed the network interface logic and networking logic from the instance param mapper and the instance manager. And we introduced a new network interface class and a network interface manager to take care of creating the parameters for the NICs and creating the NICs. And we also introduced a NIC group object, which uses the handling of NIC groups around. Uh, yeah, so it's a complete revamp of how networking is dealt with. We changed it multiple times, we refactored it a lot, and now it seems to be in a good shape. It's reviewable now.
Okay. Were those already assigned? Oh, yeah. So now it needs a re-review, right?
Yes, in the beginning it was completely different. It started with dual stack stuff. Now it's completely different again.
Okay. Yeah, so there have been a lot of changes. This 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this
This
is
is also
finally
outdated,
capturing
right?
now.
So basically
Yeah,
everybody needs to go re-look at it.
yeah.
Okay. This person from Broadcom?
This
The
is a
submitter?
Broadcom person, yeah.
Okay.
They've been working a lot with Nishad, who's also on the Bosch team newly.
Yeah, I know.
um,
But the CLA thing is missing.
yeah, I'll ask them to sort that out. I believe these are almost entirely CI changes, so don't know that there's given that the CI is internal to Broadcom, there's a lot of it should just be somebody from our team reviewing it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, this is, I guess, currently ongoing with based on the development with Nick group and stuff. We are adding more tests for the acceptance tests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is the external testing, right? Yeah, Bosch acceptance test. So
Yeah.
this has no dependency on the other one. I mean, it needs to be there, but like there's no changes needed to this because
Yes.
there was a big refactor on the other side.
Yeah, and these are also then backward compatible. If properties are not configured, then they still pass.
This was outdated, so I'm assuming we can ask for a re-review. But this is just fixing Bosch IO, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Is there any reason why we shouldn't just merge this?
I think it's fine. There isn't a kind of an outstanding
I mean, I agree with this,
strangeness.
but like,
Yeah.
uh, this is better,
Yeah,
right? We cannot
agree.
ask this person to go fix it in the CLI. That's tech debt, but this is at least making
Making them more honest.
it less wrong on Bosch IO.
Yeah.
I would say we just merge this.
It's good. No, I'll go ahead and approve it.
Go to the end, see what's up here.
Yeah, this is also, I guess, ready for review.
Yeah. Oh wait, so the other one was the AWS
CPI,
C-
yeah.
CPI. Okay, and this is
Yes.
in the Bosch director.
Director, yeah.
Yes. And these are the acceptance tests, and then we have the docs.
Yeah, and agent is already merged, so
I see.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this is just waiting for reviews, but it was already bumped, Felix, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing to do there. Pending review. How did you run into this? Ramon?
I am working on the 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 Debian packages, the apt repo that I have for where I put all the Bosch related CLIs and Cloud Foundry related CLIs, CrowdHub, etc. They were not working anymore because they cannot check if a file is a tarball, yes or no, which we do with file.
But why is it using this integration Docker file?
That's what we do. We use the integration, and I thought files should be standardized by default there. Why not use it?
Would be some useful context to capture here.
It used to be in there, but the Ubuntu thing removed it. The Ubuntu image that we now rely on does not have file
Yeah,
anymore.
but which pipeline is breaking now because of this? Could you at least link to that so we know? Because I don't know, I'm not a fan of like these in cross pipeline dependencies because they
Yeah.
break because you
The
don't
prob-
know where it's being used.
The problem is it's currently not failing.
So it's silently failing, it's just not publishing.
It's basically skipping the check to it needs to check if it's a tarball, yes or no, and otherwise needs to extract the tarball, or either we are going to, if they, because some repositories, some CLIs are where they provide the binary, or they provide the binary packed within a tarball. And the file where you do just file and then the tarball, you get either back what it is. So that's silently failing currently, basically.
Okay, but
And that's for the
could you at least link to those things that we have that context here? At least the pipelines or something. Which logic is failing? Makes it easier to review. Because otherwise it's like, yeah, we're adding a thing. Sure, what's the next time when it will break? How do we know it broke?
here we are installing it with apt. That's why it never fails within here. Oh, yeah, I can keep that in, but
Okay, back to the drawing board on that one. That's probably not the failure you're looking for then.
no, it is the failure. I was just writing.
Okay.
I was just bumping another script.
This is more tests.
No, it's not more. I just want it in
No,
there.
no, I'm looking at something else. Add tests for Nick groups. We need some context here.
Yeah, I think both the PRs could also have been merged, but I'll talk to Ned.
Broke again.
Yeah. So I think this work is ongoing. Context is that we used to be relying on the in that changes section. It used to be we would rely on a USN URL, like security.ubuntu/usn/number/JSON, and that JSON service has been sporadically failing to consistently failing over the past few months. So the data we need from that JSON just isn't available anymore. So we are having to retool the pipeline to use the OVAL files, which are in Ubuntu's security notices, and also use the USN JSON, which is in there. Unfortunately, the USN JSON in that GitHub repository is a slightly different format than the USN data that used to be presented by the website. And there is a timing issue between the time at which the USNs are published into the OVAL files or server that we are able to consume with the concourse resource and the time at which the JSON files in the repo are updated. So this change is about building some pipeline machinery to consume the changes from the OVAL publication of the USNs and be able to wait and poll the GitHub repo to extract the JSON data we need to be able to construct a reasonable fix notice in the stem cell release notes, the stuff that we've been relying on to produce the information about which USNs have been addressed by which stem cell changes.
Okay. Except I thought there was also an HTTP API.
This is the HTTP JSON API that we'd been trying to use. That appears to be gone.
Oh, we were okay. So because before this we were scraping HTML, right?
Before this, we were using a long time ago. We had been using RSS or Atom feeds
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
consuming data out of that. Those began to be unreliable after a certain over the last 6-9 months, and the USN resource that we've been using for Concourse was rewritten to consume the OVAL files, which is what Canonical recommends for data consumption. But not all of the information we need was in those OVAL files, so we were also consuming the sort of the public URL for human consumption for the USN, so like security Ubuntu notices, blah, blah, blah. It used to be if you tagged a .json suffix on the end of that, you would get machine readable data, and whatever used to provide that has not been working for the last 2 to 3 months and just returns a 503. So we have to get the data that used to be available there somewhere else, and most of it is available within that GitHub repo, but it's in a slightly different format. And the repo, the JSON in the repo is updated at a slightly different interval than the OVAL files, which means we have a timing problem between the Concourse resource and the GitHub repository. So the complexity of the pipeline changes are to deal with that timing problem as well as to consume this slightly different data format.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for all that context.
Yeah. Also, it turns out it's very difficult to model a FIFO queue in Concourse.
Oh, this is in the stem cell. It's the other area. There we go. Wait, Rajat is no longer working on this, is he?
Rajat is around still.
Oh, he's still around? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, then this should be fine. And Clay is also from Broadcom?
Yeah, Clay
Awesome.
recently joined the Broadcom team, or
Okay.
the Bosch team.
Shouldn't he try to become an prover, reviewer?
Yeah, he's working on that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Wait, we're waiting. It's waiting for pending review.
Yeah, this was something that Behan noticed. I think I noticed as well. The Amazon deprecated their AWS SDK, and the changes are fairly significant.
There's a lot of failures.
Yeah,
Are
the shape
these
of the API is very different between
okay?
V1 and V2. I'm sure Behan would like some help if anybody feels inclined.
Yeah, could someone take over for a bit because I'm there's someone at the door.
Sure.
Be right back.
Second, folks. Alright. I think that should. Can folks see my screen?
Yes.
Sorry to switch everybody to not dark mode. Add reviewers. Interesting. We don't have. Let's just. Oh, that starts CLIs. Yeah. See who comes up here. Has anybody else from SAP been taking a look at this, or is it just been Behan?
No, we discussed it in our team. We want to have a look at it. Yeah, but yeah, maybe next week.
Yeah.
Because many people were on vacation this week, so
Yeah.
yeah. But we have it in our pipeline. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Same. I'll be on vacation starting next week for 3 weeks. But
Okay.
yeah, it seems I briefly took a look at this, and it's not small. I don't think it's hard.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, it's
fiddly.
huge. Yeah.
Um, okay. Leave that there. I think that's it for this. I guess we move to issues now. This Nick group one, these two we already talked about, right?
Also, we requested
Yeah.
more details from that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. That's still work in progress. Let's go in here. Hey, Ruben, you want to
Hi.
drive the issues?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I asked him if he could in the Slack if he could check um, the agent logs.
Yeah. Oh, wait, why am I using Brave now? I'm
Because Brave search is better than Google.
okay. But I want the docs.
Wouldn't you rather have an AI summary?
Maybe.
Sometimes it's
Is it?
helpful if I'm stuck, but most of the time it just spews nonsense.
We
I
recently
know
had a
there's a responsive agent docs,
We can help him. He's also from SAP, I guess. We can help him get in the logs.
but I was like sending that link to people. Like, you have not read the docs. There's
Yeah,
docs.
okay.
Just do this. No, I cannot find it.
I don't think
I,
we ever
I guess
made the
I guess it was
documentation.
in troubleshooting. Yeah, I guess it was there.
I don't think we ever made that thing, but why? Because you need to stop the VM, detach
yeah,
the.
there's here. Google finds it. No, is
Oh,
this
yeah.
is same. This is log. Then we have this. Yeah, here.
Ah, okay.
And then there's timeout ping. There's
Timeout pinging after 600 seconds. It's the first one. Get the basically getting logs from unresponsive VM. That's basically.
We have a documentation internally. We can also
okay.
contribute it here.
Yeah, because this is it's not so useful, or this issue
Yeah,
is too generic. It's not actionable.
but we have step-by-step documentation to detach it and attach this to somewhere else, mount it properly, and then access the log. So yeah,
Shall I assign you?
yeah. I will talk to him internally, Dimitar.
Yeah,
Is this guy from Broadcom or is this from SAP?
SAP.
From SAP
Okay.
for now. Yeah.
This is something we can assign AI to. Like here, this is main Bosch. Just do this. Here, it's gonna go implement it. Oh, it failed to start. Ugh. Could have been so nice.
We're going to get so much crappy code with all this AI stuff.
Once it could do the Go rewrite, I'll be happy.
Rewrite director in Go. Yes, please. Let's do it. Make a plan.
Most of the
Rewrite
implementation's
everything.
already in the CLI, so it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's in Go, the next time we want it to Rust, and then we want to move on to the next one, whichever. Where to even begin when you want to rewrite the directory? It's just
A bunch of the director logic already lives in the CLI because of Bosch create env. Not everything, but there's a lot.
Everything dealing with multiple machines doesn't work, like all the links and stuff, right? All that.
Well, that's fine. It's just an array, right?
I mean, this makes sense, I would say. So we have a label for that, right? Open for contribution. I don't know what to do with this issue. I mean, it's a good issue, but it's a feature request, and people just need to go build it then. They want this, but I think that the intent is to have a bit of discussion here. Does anybody have an opinion on this?
I understand it's a nice idea, but how to implement it or beginning to implement it?
Could you summarize what you understood? It's too much text for me. Maybe if it's similar to what we are doing now, we could do it as a part of the networking revamp. But I didn't get what he's expecting.
I mean, this is the basic premise, right? This is what he's trying to address.
Yeah.
I mean, you could achieve the same through creating smaller subnets, I would say, maybe. I mean, you're not gonna, no, that,
Still gonna
that's
have the
not,
problem, I think.
yeah,
Plus,
it's not
then you
gonna
have the subnet
evenly
size.
fill up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Is
they
there
want to,
is there a context when you would not want this behavior? Like, is there a world where you would want your deployment not to be striped, but to fill up like a bucket the way that it does currently? Can't think of one particularly, but I'm curious if anybody has any thoughts there.
No.
I
Seems
think
like
typically what happens is that you fill up a network or subnet and then you add another one, right? So how do you go? Then ideally it would rebalance everything, right? Would that happen on the next deploy? I thought that like if an instance group has an IP address,
Well, does
or
it rebalance now for when we add an AZ?
no, you have to scale down. I think it's fine for it not to rebalance unless we want to address that globally.
yeah. Yeah, so you would scale in, scale out, and then have that.
The only thing, yeah, if you want that option, it was just like put an extra flag in it, like a rebalance flag or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean that's a feature that's been wanted for a while, but it's not necessarily trivial to do that because of I think the way that the decisions are made in terms of placement and networks. I'm thinking
Yeah,
both
I know it's not
rebalancing.
trivial.
Yeah.
If someone wants it, then
Yeah.
Is he talking about the fact that, irrespective of we define a number of subnets for a particular instance group, Bosch always takes the first one and deploys the VM on that?
Yeah, until it's full, right? And then it moves to the next one. That's the current behavior, but every subnet, like in this example, has its own NAT gateway. But shouldn't he just be using IPv6, right? Who uses NAT gateways? Like just IPv6 everything and be done. Oh, that's just
Because now, at least for AWS, we are changing this default, picking up the default first subnet with NIC groups at least.
with
So
what?
now the behavior would be that so each NIC group could have multiple subnets, multiple networks possible, and there we make sure that all subnets are the same. So you could have 3 different subnets across 3 different NIC groups, is what can be currently supported with our changes now. If you have comments, we can also modify the behavior to something else, but it's very close to what we are working currently.
But that's multiple NICs on one machine, right? This is about like
Yes.
this is about like having one NIC on each instance, but then just multiple subnets in a network, right? But it's all it's considered the same network. They can all route to each other. It's just different subnets have different NAT gateways.
Mm.
The NAT gateways are used for outgoing traffic,
Yeah.
and so you have all your Diego cells on the first subnet, then that first NAT gateway gets overwhelmed, right? While you still have multiple other NAT gateways available that are being underutilized.
Yeah.
That's the problem he's trying to address. Or that's the problem he's describing.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's related in the sense that it's networking related and that it probably
Yeah, that's
such a
it.
similar code. So it doesn't make sense to go work on this while the
Yeah.
IPv6 PR is still ongoing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's a big refactor. Otherwise, it
Yeah.
would give a merge conflict.
Yes.
Um, okay. What's the wash PRs? And this one, right? Oh, this one. Did you? That was when I was. And okay, yeah. Oh, we don't have load balancing set up for the new group. Does it work?
Maybe you need to reload.
Yeah. And assign. Ah, now it worked. Okay.
This is the issue I think that was opened
Yeah.
that is related
This
to that
is
PR.
assigned to Behan. And it's open for contribution, or it's prioritized even, I would say. Okay.
Cool.
What was the last meeting? When was that?
Last week, the 21st.
21st. So this is all recent.
I'd be interested to get folks' thoughts on that BPM issue.
Wait, this is an old one then, but it was recently.
Interesting, Kenneth is
Oh, it was just mentioned somewhere.
mentioned somewhere else. Okay. Oh yeah, that's from 2024.
Yeah. What was the activity here?
I posted a response here. Would definitely like other folks. It'd be interesting to see other folks weigh in. It looks like what's happening is that the person is expecting to be able to execute data on the persistent disk, which we don't. BPM explicitly does not allow for the disk. If you say persistent disk true, it mounts the volume, but it doesn't make it executable. Person has a workaround where they don't set persistent disk equals true and then use an unsafe bind, like an extra volumes to mount the disk explicitly, and explicitly mount it as executable, which seems like maybe just a problem with the way that the job is set up. It seems odd to put executables for a job onto a persistent volume, but maybe there's reason for that.
Seems like a really bad idea.
Why wouldn't you want to execute your data? You want computation as close as possible to your information. That way you don't have to move it around.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, yeah. So you're already asking for clarification.
Yeah.
Because it works as designed.
Keeps you from hurting yourself.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it, right? Everything else is older.
I think so.
Thank you all for joining.
Good.
Yeah.
Is there any other business?
Do you guys know if do you guys have access to the syslog pipeline, syslog release pipeline?
Let me see if we have that internally. Also, just as a point of order, I'm going to be out for the next 3 weeks, so I don't know if you're around or not, Ruben. But I think Behan is gone
I will be
next week and then
around.
back the following. So
I will be around.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, yes,
You
syslog,
will look into the
Mm.
syslog pipeline.
Yeah, is there a
Uh,
specific question about the syslog stuff? I can look right now.
Yeah, so there's a problem with Noble, and we also contributed the fix to syslog release, but we are waiting for a release to be cut, and if, I guess there's a confusion where the pipeline exists. So
Yeah, let me check. It doesn't. Oh, yes, that's actually something I raised. That is with the observability team, which ever since Carson Long left the company, I don't believe that there's anybody in the observability team at Broadcom that has contributor rights to that area. The pipelines are in existence, but not in an area that I have access to. So I think raising more noise in the observability section or whatever the right area of Cloud Foundry is, and tagging either me or maybe Ruben who can
I think
redirect the folks
Amelia
internally.
Amelia
Amelia.
had an update about this in last TOC, yeah, like earlier this week. She gave an update from her working group, and she mentioned stuff like about this, that they're working on migrating these pipelines to the open source. And I thought
Okay.
Jovan was involved as well.
Okay, the migration, I'm not sure, but yeah. But then would it make sense we then continue with forks for the time being?
I would reach out to Amelia.
Amelia, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Amelia
Thanks.
Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I
What
don't have
word can
better.
it be to move it?
Need to drop. Thank you all. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you. Bye.